Thank you very much, sir. A very good morning to everyone. My name is Jules Quater, and it's my absolute pleasure to be here today at the Ninth International Conference to share my research findings with this amazing audience. I was there last year, and it's a pleasure to be here today again. So, okay, first off, my study is based on the impact of service quality on customer loyalty. As you can see, it's many people do the research, but the point is, it has been never tested in this hotel which I've selected. However, because the hotel is a private sector, I was not allowed the authority to use their name, so for now I'll stick with ABC Hotel. And, alright, moving on. These are my table of contents. As you can see, I'll be following these links in my presentation. Alright, here you go. When you talk about the hotel sector, there's one big industry we're talking about. We're talking about the tourism sector. Tourism is one of the biggest income generating actually, according to statistics of the World Bank, 4% of the GDP is by the travel and tourism sector. Now, the government has specifically said in Sri Lanka that they want to make tourism sector as one of the key income generating foreign exchanges. So, think about the statistics. Tourism arrivals have increased by 18% in 2015. Now, after the war, which we had for 30 years, it really pushed us 6 years back. But now we are very happy, so it has continuously showing an increase in till 2015, and again, according to the central bank report, it has again increased by 18%. We have at 1.8 million tourists by this last year. Now, tourism income is what I really believe is the most important. It's not about the arrivals. Arrivals come, they get spent one day, but it's how much these arrivals spend per day. That's the most important. According to the research by the central bank, they say $100 is spent by each tourist. So the income has increased by 22.6%. It's also showing an increasing pattern, which we should be really proud of. However, I believe, according to the Travel and Tourism Company report, the hotel industry and the tourism industry are complementary industries. Each are interdependent. If there's no tourist, hotel industry is not going to work. So they are very complementary. Now, as you can see, the government, we know the government changed. So the previous government set the target of 2.5 million tourists in 2016, but they have actually revised the target because we only achieved 1.8 million last year, so they have revised the target to 2.2 million to be achieved by 2016. I hope we'll be achieving it. And this is a beautiful thing. We always talk about foreign investments. FDI is the key for the country's economy. As you can see, 35 new hotel proposals with the value of US dollars 889 million is already proposed within 2015. Now they're going on. Now what this whole statistics says, hotel industry is expanding. What's going to happen with the existing hotels now? The government is concerned on attracting wealthy tourists because they say wealthy tourists are the ones who spend more. So we need wealthy tourists. So let me go into my problem statement. Before that, I'll give a quick background of the concepts. Service quality, we all know, it's basically the difference between the actual service and expected service according to Zaitamal and Bateman in 2003. For example, I go to a hotel with an expectation. All consumers go to a hotel with an expectation. Now, they believe, okay, I have to be served in this particular manner. At the end of the day, they create a perception whether their expectations was met. And the degree to which these expectations are met, that's where service quality is achieved. So it's a very important concept. In the service sector, service quality is considered as the organization's life-giving blood, according to a research by Law 1993, because they say if you're not going to give service quality, you're totally out of the game. And it's also said, Parasalam in 1985, we call Parasalam the father of service quality. He says that the main competitive tool for a service business is service quality. Now we move into my second concept, my dependent variable, that's customer loyalty. It's defined as a deeply held commitment to rebuy or patronize a preferred product or service consistently in the future, very important, causing repetitive same brand or same brand set purchasing despite situational influence. That means no matter what's happening with the environment, no matter what perceptions you get by another consumer, if you're loyal to a particular brand, you are attached to the brand. Which means even if one of your best friends come and say, I didn't have a good experience, if you had a great experience with the brand, your perception never changes. That means it's a continuous attachment. So, developing, maintaining, enhancing customer loyalty is considered as a major goal in the marketing activities. Marketing activities always, to me, it's not about attraction. Attraction is all about sales. Marketing, it's a new topic. It's about attracting, then you gotta retain. And according to research done by RASA and 1996, they say customer loyalty is more profitable than customer attraction, as the 80-20 rule, as everybody knows. For the people who doesn't know it, let me just explain. 80-20 rule means there are 80% of the customers who just visit your organization, who visit your hotel. They come, they purchase. There are 20% who are loyal to you. The 80-20 rule means the loyal customers are equivalent to 80% of your organization's sales or revenue. And the rest of the 80 customers who are just general, they're only going to take for 20%, which means loyal customers will be involved in purchasing more from your hotel than your normal general customers. So customer loyalty is extremely, extremely important if in the long run. When you talk about tourists, when you talk about the tourists, very, very important, right? We don't want a tourist to come today, go to the triangle of cultural, we don't want them to go back and just, stay there. We want them to, again, plan a tourism travel here. So customer loyalty is very, very important. However, in my context, I've taken the locals because ABC Hotel is a 5-star hotel. Now I'll go in my problem. Now here's the deal. The government is involved in attracting buildings and FDIs are growing in. So the tourism expansion is very high. So what's the key is now the key existing hotels gotta really, they can't be comfortable now. They can't just keep their arms like this, and they can't be like that. They have to be very aggressive. They have to be maintaining they have to be very consistent. They have to maintain their standards. So I want to know what part of service quality plays in this in ABC Hotel. At the same time, its research says customer loyalty is essential for the brand, for the enhancing sales. So my research problem is, does service quality leads to enhanced customer loyalty, and what are the most key important dimensions to consider in the Sri Lankan context? Based on my problem, I have made 3 objectives: to identify the key dimensions of service quality in the hotel sector, to explore the concept of customer loyalty, to analyze the relationship between service quality and customer loyalty. This is my conceptual framework. As you can see, my interdependent wheel is service quality. And I have used the May et al. 1999. It's actually, many people use the SIRCOM method, SIRCURVE method, but I have used a new model here. It's called the Hall SIR. It basically, all the questions in the questionnaire are particularly to the hotel sector. It is being prepared for the hotel sector. So I have used the Hall SIR. It's actually, the tangibles, all the variables are the same, but the questionnaire which you prepare, it's directed to the hotel sector. So I have used the Hall SIR method. And customer loyalty, I have used the Zytomel 996, which is repurchase behavior and word of good mouth. So this is my model, and moving on, this is my operationalization table, which takes the questionnaire method. Alright, here you go. The research on it, that's my methodology. As you can see, my research philosophy is a positivist, because my main research result is derived by the statistics and the scientific method. And as you can see, I'm using deductive because I'm not inventing a theory here. This topic which I'm doing is already tested in the UK market, in the Indian market. What I'm doing is I'm testing it in the ABC, so I'm using deductive. And also I'm using the survey method and the mixed method. Let me tell you why I use the mixed method. The reason is because quantitative analysis is a statistical method. It'll tell you what relation. A statistical figure will be given. But to further explore and understand, okay, there's a positive relationship, why there's a reason. Or if there's a negative relation, why there's a negative reason. Why do the customers think, okay, it's good or it's bad? What are the reasons? Because to dig further, to see the root cause of the problem, I have done the mixed method. So my research is qualitative and quantitative. And it's cross-sectional time zone. Summary profile. According to Woon 2006, he says, if you do service quality, customer loyalty, you gotta take your consumers as your population. Because if you go and ask your employees, are you serving well your customers? They'll probably say yes. They'll become biased, right? But consumers, they're not going to be biased. They're going to give their point of view correctly. So consumers are very important, so my population is defined as consumers. However, the ABC Hotel never gave me the databases to access, so I didn't know exactly what the population is, so it was indefinite. And based on simple random sampling method, I determined my sample as 100. And further into my qualitative, which I did by the interviews, I took 10 consumers, and 10 consumers I had to use the convenient method to get them. Because it's very difficult to get them to interview. Alright, here is as my friend said, it's the heart of the research. Data analysis, that's what you aim at the end. My reliability test. as you can see, according to a research done by Walsh in 1995, he says your internal consistency of your data will be high if it's more than 0.7, which you can see. All the variables of service quality, it's more than 0.7, and all the customer loyalty data is more than 0.7, which means the internal consistency is tested positive. Alright. So, the biggest thing. Now we have to look at relation between service quality dimensions and service quality. We look at the beta here. As you can see here, what I have done is, I've done the tangible responsiveness assurance. I see, okay, which variables we have really focused. What are the key variables? According to my statistics, responsiveness is the highest. Responsiveness means you have to have a proper employee-consumer connection. Employee has to really have a good connection with the consumer. The consumer should be regarded like family, because they are the ones who pay your salaries at the end of the day. So responsiveness is very regarded as the most important, and then goes to reliability. Reliability means if you serve today well, you have to serve them every day well. It should be consistent. And assurance, the knowledge about the consumers. It's called, we all know about marketing intelligence. That means you have to have a good identification about the market. Assurance is about consumer intelligence. How well you know about each consumer of your database. Now this is my linear regression. As you can see, the R square is 0.565. And here you go, the beta, the final, the relation between service quality and customer loyalty. It says 0.752 means when service quality increases by 1, your customer loyalty increases by 0.752, which means there's a positive relationship. Alright, there's a positive relationship. Alright, let's see why there's a positive relationship. I did an interview with 10 consumers. Here, based on every concept I have analyzed, at the end of the day, every person wants their expectations to be satisfied. And they say service quality is the ultimate expectation. It is the main weapon. I actually explained what service quality is to the people who doesn't know about the concept properly. Then I started the interview. So when I explained to them, they said, oh, exactly, that's what we need. Service quality is what we need. It is the main weapon the hotel has to satisfy customer needs. And it's basically, now here's the point. They said, we want the employees to serve us well. When we ask questions, we need responses. And we would love if the employees are able to get feedback from us. Now, I hate to say, but ABC Hotel, because they were really in a good state, with, I would say it's marketing myopia, thinking you had a great brand once, now they're a little bit in a decline, customers are not much happy. That's what I understood from the interview. They said, employee-consumer interaction has reduced. Because I think it's a great brand, now they have been overconfident about things. Overconfidence is a disaster. So they said, we want feedback, immediate feedback. If we ask a menu, sometimes the consumers say, okay, the employees say, I'm not pretty sure. No, you have to be sure exactly what are the items you have on the menu that day. Consumer doesn't like to wait. And the consumer experience is made by the service experience. So customer loyalty. Now here's the deal. The consumers who perceive that service quality of the hotel as high were really loyal. They said, okay, if I'm getting served well, here's how I'm definitely coming back. And they also said, I asked like, okay, if you're happy with the service quality, will you come back to the hotel? They said, exactly, I would come. And I said, alright, will you be able to, if I ask you a question, will you spread the word of good mouth about the hotel? He said, I'm a good person, so I want my friends to experience the same experience which I experienced. And if it's a bad experience, I don't want them to experience a bad experience which I experienced. So if it's a good experience, I would definitely go and say, yes, this is the hotel to go, I would recommend. If it's bad, oh my God, I'm not going to let my friends to suffer the same suffering I took. So I would say, if there's no service quality, I would really say not to go. So this shows it's a positive relation. We all talk about text, I put everything into a diagram here. Service quality is determined by these tangibility, responsibility, assurance, empathy, reliability. It needs to meet the customer expectations. That's the ultimate goal. When the customer expectations are met, the service quality is being perceived as actual service fulfills the customer expectation. That's where service quality is being achieved. Now, many people have a feeling like customer loyalty is about repurchase behavior. That's not repurchase behavior. It's actually, how many of you have read Marketing 3.0 written by Philip Kotler? That's a great book. If not, I would suggest you to read it because he has said, today in the modern context, with the technology, 70% of the consumers prefer word of mouth. They don't prefer advertisements. They don't prefer direct selling because everybody's money oriented today. So they might even tell you lies on advertisement. But friends, they believe they never lie. They're going to give the best marketing advice to you. So the spread of word of mouth will increase. Now, according to the research by Zytomal, 1996, when repurchase behavior increased, when spread of word of mouth increased, both has to increase, customer loyalty is achieved. And recommendation, give me 2 minutes please. It's mystery consumers. Everybody heard about mystery shoppers? I say mystery consumers, that's a new concept. Mystery consumers has to come, that means people need to go as consumers and evaluate them. And also customer feedbacks need to be taken, and finally, loyalty cards has to be given because to do continuous transactions. That'll be my research. Thank you very much. Okay.